Alright everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden, or I should say Jim Bob's Greenhouse. Alright, so I'll give you a quick tour of what we got going on here. One of my kids gave me some peach seeds, which she got from the store, which we're trying to grow there, but I don't think that's a peach tree. I don't know yet. I think it's a weed. But we'll see if they come up. Here I got some baby guava plants that I started from seed. A little bit of yarrow, some kumquat seeds I got planted, passion fruit, holy basil, which I got all over the place, longevity spinach, some milkweed, yellow dragon fruit, longevity spinach, some flowers. This is another type of spinach. I want to say that's Malabar spinach. More dragon fruit here. Down here is my tomato patch. And then if you look down over here, well, this is the papayas that I just planted. And then over here, this is a cherry tree. These are the, I'm gonna have to read that, Brazilian cherry trees. That one, this one over here. And then these are dragon fruit that froze, so they do not do the freeze very well. And then behind me, I have my pepper plants, which did not sprout yet. All of this is just grass. I have not got a single sprout from a pepper. So I don't know if my seeds were just bad, because these are seeds I took out of my peppers, or if it's just still waiting, for the right temperatures. I don't know. But right now, I have not yet got a single pepper to grow out of any of this. So, and this is some red cowhorn peppers, and then some red bell peppers here. So we'll see what happens. I do have some other plans. Worst comes to worst, I'll go buy some if I can't get anything to sprout off of my seeds. One of the things about peppers I'm kind of thinking I might be having issues with is that we have not allowed the peppers to really get fully mature when we pick them, and so perhaps the seeds are not quite mature when I harvested the seeds. So what I may do next year is let a couple of nice big fat peppers get really ripe to the point where they're almost rotting before I start harvesting seeds from them. But we'll see how that goes, see if I get anything to come up. Alright, so what I want to do today though is I want to talk about tomato starts. So here I have my Roma tomatoes. Alright, and as you can see, now I planted several seeds per pod, but you have to thin these. Alright, so I want to get one singular plant per cell, so that essentially the roots will fill up that cell from just the singular plant. And there's a couple ways to do it. One, you can pull them out like so, and then we're going to separate them out. Let's do this. Dig the dirt out of here. This cell nothing grew in. Now if you're gentle and you do this carefully, you can usually separate some of these. Now you'll find that when you buy peppers at the store, tomatoes at the store, sometimes you'll get multiple plants in the same pot. And then what you can do is actually very gently try and get them to come apart. Now you can feel when you're ripping roots, so you're really trying hard not to rip the roots. Alright. So you can see I got a nice good chunk of roots there. So I'm going to take that, put that in that pot, and then cover it up with dirt. And replant that, so now I have a singular plant in that pot. And then I'm going to do the same with this big one in the middle. Once again, a nice good chunk of roots. Hang on, let me grab some dirt. Oh shit. All right. So now if you're going to do this replanting bit, then what you're going to want to do is get them back in the dirt as soon as possible, because the longer those roots sit out exposed to the air, the bigger chance they have of drying out, and if they dry out, they're going to die. And we don't want dead plants, we want nice live plants. Alright, so then, now the other thing you can do is, if you have at least one seed growing in each cell, or one plant growing in each cell, then what you can do is just pick the plant you want and take the rest of them and snip them off with a pair of scissors or whatever else you want to use to cut them. And you want to cut them as close as you can to the bottom of the dirt, because they will tend to grow back if you don't. And you got to get cruel here, because some of them, I mean, if you have too many in a cell, what can end up happening is they will get stunted in their growth, and then when you go to plant them outside, now you got 2 plants in one spot, or 3 as the case may be. So snip them down. So you only got, oops, you only got the one. And be careful, make sure you don't nick the plant you're trying to save. And then what I do is, when I planted these, I left a little bit of space at the top. You see how my soil level is about, oh, I don't know, ½ inch below the top, so that what I can do is then I can pack up the dirt around them, which will help to strengthen them. And then all these little furs here that you see around the base of the plant can actually develop into roots. Oops, sorry.
Punches
hit the camera person. Alright, so we'll pack a little dirt around them. That'll help support them. Now, it is the last half of February right now, so I don't want to put these out yet, because there's still a really good chance that I'm going to get a freeze. So I'm hoping I get some nice thick plants that will grow up and be very healthy out in the garden. Last year I planted them when they were about this size, and a lot of them died back or didn't produce hardly anything. But I will tell you about tomatoes, some years you have great luck and some years you don't. And that has been my experience, that no matter what you do, some years you're good at it and some years you're not. I don't know. Can't really tell you why. It might have to do with the amount of rain you get, or it might have to do with the particular conditions in your soil. But I have had mixed luck. Alright, so that's how I go about thinning my tomatoes. These are my Romas here. As you can see back here, I've got some purple ones, I've got some Homesteads, and I got some Rutgers. Now those I've already thinned out and got them down to 1 plant per cell, and they seem to be growing very well here in the greenhouse. So far my little $88 greenhouse has been a rousing success. Alright, so once again, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe, and do me a favor, let me know what you think. Give me some input. Tell me how you go by doing it. Alright, thanks once again.